Okay, guys. Presumably sometime late next year, so 2015. EA said today, to say the least. Um, I can't wait to see it. It's going to run on Frostbite, and I've said it many times over. Even if it's just a skin of Battlefield with slight tweaks in the gameplay itself, I don't see a problem, provided that they avoid all the problems that they've been having with Battlefield 4. Which I think that they will. I don't think that they're gonna screw this up, especially with Disney money in their pocket. Um, I just don't see that happening. So the question that kind of are raised are what's it going to be like and everything else, because there is such a um, there's a great history to the game, and it has a great pedigree. There's only 2 titles plus the PSP game, but I tell you, it if you haven't played it, go pick up a copy and play it. It's so worth it, even offline. Battlefront 2, I would say, is clearly the superior single player experience. For in regard to the first game, because all the levels that are worth playing in 1 are in 2. So there you go. Kind of like Conquest in Battlefield, except a little bit more involved, I'd say, because people are just more focused on the objectives in that game for whatever reason. Has a lot of great ideas, a lot of great gameplay. So the question, again, is, one could argue that it was a Battlefield clone to begin with. The fact that the guys that made Battlefield are now making Battlefront, I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's an easy, home run, as long as they take it seriously, which I believe that they will, especially after the performance of Battlefront 4, because it should be, by all rights, a cash cow, if they're smart, which I think they will be. So, I guess my question to you guys would be, what kind of gameplay features do you think should be included from the old versions of the game if you've played it? And what would be new? Do you think it should be more vehicles than before? Because there were plenty in the first versions. But I think with all the more memory that's available out there now, because remember, those were PlayStation 2 games. So now there's like a whole other kind of vibe to what's going on. We could go having, instead of having stages where there's space battles and Hoth, you could have at the same time, you could have people basically raiding the Star Destroyers off of Hoth out of defense of people leaving the surface, and then also running the ground assault at the same time, in the same game match. I think that that's the route that it should be going, is taking those experiences we already had and making them bigger, making them better, giving us more options in terms of tactics, giving us more options as far as weapon customization, things like that. And not going too overboard, because you don't want to be out of canon with the weapons and so forth. I mean, they push some boundaries already with having character classes and all those things. So I think as long as the game has elements of both trilogies and elements of the first 2 games, doesn't try to go overboard with any kind of story and just really focus on solid gameplay, we're going to be fine. So I guess that's where my head is, because I played a ton of the original Battlefield, a ton of Battlefield 2, but I haven't touched it in years because there's been no reason to, really. And they just got word today that Battlefront 2 is on PC, is done now. It's going black. Can't play it anymore because there's no more GameSpy. So what's left? And if there's anyone out there that, I never saw that before. So again, it's the ending of an era. So this is going to be the only way you can play this game with other people that aren't in the same room as you. Period. unless people were doing custom servers, which if you are, let me know. Because I'll get it on PC and we'll play. I don't give a shit. I love that game. I have very high hopes. I do trust DICE and EA. Believe it or not, I do. Because I think if there's anyone who can do it right, it's them. Even though they may not have the best track record lately, I think they can pull it off. So what do you guys think? Tell me down below. You know the deal. Star Wars Battlefront for this generation. They've skipped the whole generation. It's a new developer. What could happen? Tell me. Tell me some of your memories about the old game and what you want to see. Were there gameplay options that they never implemented that you think they should have? Tell me. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, keep on grinding, guys. Talk to you soon.